to do professional development? Yes, they did.
If we need to speak in executive session, that's what we'll do.
No,
But we need to give direction. This board has failed for many years to give direction to the administration, and that's what we need to do.
I can't force a teacher
That's
to come
what we
on
need to
summer
do.
vacation. It's not fair to them. We're doing the best we can with the tools we have, but you cannot point the finger at Mr. Voorhees and say this is his problem. You can't expect him to fix something over the summer when teachers are on vacation and they don't want to come in here, even during the school year. We can't make them come after school. It's not fair to
I
them.
agree.
Well,
I agree, the summer, but he's had a lot more than the summer.
No,
He's had a lot more than
and
the
he's
summer.
used
Next
every minute
year
that we have.
starts a new school year, and they need to be prepared. Our teachers need to be ready
But you need to
go.
tell us what exactly it is you'd like us to do.
We're not
because I think-
educational experts.
Well, you're
We
not, you
expect
don't value our
administrators-
opinion, so it doesn't matter.
We expect administrators to be providing the programs, the training that the staff need. Now we're getting continuous feedback from staff, teachers, the scores, that we're talking about math at this point, the program is not appropriate, the program isn't meeting the needs. We've had a lot of time. Our students are what matters most. We value the teachers, but our students are number one. And we can't have another year of analyzing this and analyzing that. Just get them what they need to do so that students can be productive in their math program. That's what needs to happen. Am I saying from the very beginning, well, you have 2 months to do it? No. But now we have a whole year that's gone by. Okay, a whole year.
That's gone by, and every week we've been reporting out to you. Every curriculum meeting we've been talking about math. We brought coaches in here. We've been doing this stuff all year. We haven't been sitting on our hands until June, okay? And I thought you were part of the collaborative process, not someone who's going to shoot darts at us as we come up here every week.
This board has failed to give direction, not this board, but historically the board in this district has been controlled by the superintendent. That is why I and many others ran for office. And we are here to take back control, not to make the educational decisions, because that's not our role, but to give direction in the spending, the taxes that have been out of control in this district, and in our curriculum. What we pay in administration for the many different positions, it's a strong, we just need to get what we need in place for our kids by the fall. Sorry, go ahead, Mr. Rivera.
We have a very, very long agenda for tonight, and this is just the first one. And so I really don't want to move into an exec session at this time, though I understand why you were seeking it. In reference to the subject, I agree with Mrs. Feola that we have been getting updates on this all along. I expressed my own frustration with where we are, but at the end of the day, my personal opinion is that for now we need to move forward with the plan that has been presented to us, except I think we need to step up our consideration of alternative materials where we know that they're not meeting our needs. At a very minimum, we should be doing that on behalf of our teachers, because it's not their and our students, because it's like, you know, going to a boxing match with one hand behind your back. So that's why I brought up the cognitive tutor. It wasn't to point fingers. It's just to say that there's needed feedback that I believe wasn't collected, and we just need to do better. We know we do. So, does anybody else have anything else on this subject before we move on?
I do.
Thank you.
And I'll be quick. Bill, I don't think you give direction by pointing fingers, okay? And if you want to point a finger, you should hold up a mirror. Because if the board didn't give direction, it's not Daniel's fault, that's not Shelley's fault, that's the board's fault. So the fingers point back this way. They did exactly what they said they were going to do when we started this, in my opinion. And maybe the pace has been not to our liking, but There have been updates provided, and if we need the pace to be faster, then we need to give that direction. And what I will say is, we need to give that direction collectively. And for the way you sit up here every single meeting and go off on people, you will continue to be just one voice. Because it makes nobody want to work, okay? It's intimidating, and it's over the top, in my opinion. If we need to point fingers, the only fingers we can point is right back at ourselves. It was a different board that sat here and gave the direction for them to go do what they did. If you didn't like it when you came in, you had since December to say something. And there have been report out since December. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm happy with our performance or happy with this math program, but if every single meeting, everybody that reports just knows they're going to get browbeaten, way over the top, it's unprofessional, nobody's going to get anything done. Because what I would be doing if I was these folks is I'd be going and trying to find a way to say what I needed to say to not garner that reaction. That is not the way to make things happen. And we've all been sitting here doing it for I don't know how many meetings now. We are 9 people. We need 9 people to give direction. I don't even believe we need 5 people to give direction. We need 9 people to give direction. Because if 5 people are given one direction and 4 people are given a different direction, it's still confusing to this administration. But if they're going to come up here and get browbeaten for doing exactly what we okayed them to do, then nothing's ever going to get done. And it is our fault. And I've said that before, and I'll keep saying it, it is our fault. So we have plenty of time to set these things on the track that we want before we get to the final point here where we're ready to take action. We've made all this time invested, and then we're saying, no, you didn't do anything that we wanted you to do. I don't believe that they didn't do anything that we wanted them to do. We told them to go do what they did here. And I give credit for taking the time to be methodical. While I agree that we don't have a ton of time to spare because these kids' futures are at stake, I think that they understand it just as well as we understand it, or we think we understand it. But if we do want to give direction, then you should be talking to the board, not to Shellie, not to Daniel, but to the board. Because you need 5 to 9 people to agree with you. And it's not happening the way that this keeps getting presented. That's my opinion.
Then let's speak up a little more often. Because I get tired, I agree with that last part of what you're saying. But I'm not going to stop speaking my mind, speaking my voice. But I really...
You can speak your mind constructively, or you can be completely unconstructive with the way you speak your mind.
I totally agree with you that we as a board of 9, need to be giving more direction. I completely agree with that point. I do find it unacceptable that our elementary program curriculum or resources are not PA for aligned. I find that unacceptable. And I will speak that. I will speak that. I am speaking that, and I will speak that. And I do find that it is under the Director of Curriculum's role, I guess, to say, to be making sure that our curriculum, as an example, is PA for aligned. That's just one example. Okay? So I do agree with that, and I do get passionate when we're talking about the students. Whatever it be, an improper curriculum or a poor teacher, which that's not what we're saying, I'm using examples, or whatever the case is. 1 year, just 1 year is too much, because the students, they only get 3rd grade once or 4th grade once or whatever it is. We can't dilly-dally. And you are absolutely right in that the direction needs to come from the full board. And I encourage every one of us to be speaking up more and giving more clarity, more direction, more accountability.